Is anybody there?
Anedis ölme.
Ese sa with votam selgas. Es nama hankinam do hoiragi with lorgomenno.
Salkama. Es nuient.
Es lorgon de triveron. Neser goiga. Nama serhem ent.
Ugh, I can't do it.
Na teged mukwa esin. Es radida had galwe deden doradi der sadid. Komaros. Na tegedem es sadid, no ja?
Miundum velu de dachusach. Quitro gesed.
Es eniedem olfargarwi afra vinzed.
Nasni genta olmara hida. Sa vegem kontachid kariden gör. Samel done gada seg. Esra deem fravindem enam kwalne dau e vigi. Ana targmerau esen ketelan.
Es follad. Sag es exienadau e dagas vir suis rigem.
Mas adverda himne da heda. Silames namade begano chasach. Quits mi unsem sien siargu dani.
Smeun eduven emes dagom eg drog. Saganon dagam, sersi. Hop. Essa renoixa essa. Na ein verd sinen on vegem. Es follad dissunident e hanemem digalag sen naman damen.
Budvelem tarbem ente essa. Samelen oleire noiksa denes henesem kahawelam.
shit, we're not alone anymore. Greetings! Do you understand our language?
We understand very well what you're saying.
Oh, very good. Well, in that case, you must leave. We are excavating these ruins and it is dangerous.
Radidu et quis.
Nalinquidames saranaik sa sahuanes vigem echte regu onquises.
I don't understand a single word of what you're saying, but I'll say it again. You need to leave. We're gonna use explosives and you could get hurt. Or worse. We wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you.
Na siein credau em lamedent avocroidi des co hagos qua hevigem. Budradeda darbudent.
Sien targudent momende.
Smeonem dereques ferach.
Sheda, you should explain to them what they are risking.
These ruins you want to enter are cursed. They were built by a monstrous people who came from the depths of the sea. Our people say they left behind horrible things that could kill everything around them. These are forbidden places, and our people might react very badly if they see you around here. That's why we came to find you. To warn you.
I don't believe in all this nonsense, but I don't want to see your entire village turn up on a war footing. Are you sure they'll be angry if we stay here? Surely we could negotiate.
Our leader respects our ancient laws, and our beliefs are clear. No one must be allowed into the ruins.
Bad luck. Okay, lads, let's pack up. We're not equipped to fight an entire village.
gedem drog. Siundo sa vochwil vorkeni, dis marag mader kasaluchtums getalag. Sagnas taverlachale.
Dag is ovun warm. Namada meuno e crimo deri jam siund beru wint jechti nifradi.
Nas kom sheda. Frovins e krimoderem vokwellenen.
Berin Swiss? Ja is oleg wel olin anne darknet. Orgeder sa gloiu marag. Sagan ebeg sientum goedide. Echt her he shardude. I can't do it. trail goes this way.
O tege den te kamai sel gaiga in essa. Quel shaitem na krechti den sies. Es ist ein Kongo Baragenoina. Es ist ein Kontortament.
Din, Borednuent.
Let's show them what we're made of! Correctidwe?
Oh, es fornu fradida he hawelas jaberto essa. Es slan me, sag brender farmagelei en renon erni. Anna tugdu quada hengeri dent ector grectidor, dent quaes moi. Nasiendu degedak dent da haku voredi, bud ector nadent.
Fravins de quinie de Sadalan?
Esca surere noixa, ja enenie dent quahe venden, jaramendent. Es een salgament casin, da he crocena.
Smeun zemis quintag da he siendau es sitena Sadalan?
Es daug, mareden sa genen e mila en engladem ovonag, ag ector hanoidu. Genta, benen olbia di daui. Chrectiden oila ja abelent keur. Neu tosrenen vigagejanas enkanam da viut en salgam da varedent. Ages folad e maradend magarantam, mana voradenten. Koldem marak kremkenei.
Es rade da hariragi dagas, da verdudent echter esin. En selam, Sadalan?
Ad lor hedar, veldezon samir safrag, es kan semelentka neudam jam fravind.
Na, veldu sabaten queses. Sag echsi nad furkan dam gleuson oerni. Sie jent everoidu da hangerident.
Gysyn agledem ni a gongabair. Malet sy'n gynnin ma gorsam.
Freg,
Linquid velo dedam? Es gleusim renoixemen. Nason em fersam. Vregder de wind venam jori. Es ad grimoderik. Ma vreg kames van terram em ork tagoxum.
Es wel es in na tegedach en fonteram, sagt tegedach sachu voridi.
Lemat es rade em ad goilu quid vorken forkandam. Comaras on Amsterdam. Sin. Cantabets began vel kenne kaolad?
Ja, ad lorida. Na cante bei de brude mansa wegen. Sa quensit ma krecht mara geduven.
Es rade anointe a diaden dis frag siende kengo. Ma bruis esas meu in an angarad. Fregduer.
Ad lochidar. Smewn tu am y bol medesa.
Na voredwe eduven. Es radai de heuragi request da siwedach e credawi. Frag beru var has dues. Es var has ni.
Ai raig de requis de sesaidu wint grekton? Ser sensa kom lorgament. Na si hent berudent var has quehedunused.
Na, forir.
For varsche dera voeden. Quen toigen vigagael, je tosrenender are boligam kreis.
Es var has ni.
I arrived request the society wind crackton. Said a sense com lorgament. Na si hend berudent var has quehedunused.
Ja. Smeeuwenum koidem, ole jamas radei de sesedu en krachten. Dag voor red me aniloin. Bud tenach ni komele.
Kogwin dan. Rendan sa anjanteem.
Esin. Smeeuwenem no bud gal si de gengu. Sag bud radei de gregu vasi.
Ad lore tender. Et triduis. Echte si bod maru le deis essa.
Bud don negader arsi. Ad loredar. Nabrogdis. Biram end quahedunused. Egangaridam wintjegam.
Buis katasach toane lerg.
I can't do it. Helden sada loiga wind vergegem. Anon nees legas da ledau. Nis lochtus de herassam jam vregdend.
Na tuig eduen, quae contagides da dovar legus nae druni da renaxa.
So gerig, samel velset?
Fravin, samel meem es sadage voquae. Artovar legu wind oquelon anminundits to sieste nes dir.
skins continue to sell as well as they have, we'll soon be rich.
I was sure the nobles and the upper class would be thrilled to parade around in exotic skins. With the supplies you brought back, we'll be able to set even more traps and make even more profit. And when there's no more critters around, we'll move to another region. Best not to stick around here too long anyway.
Because of the miners' gold getting stolen.
Obviously. I did everything I could to make those morons think the savages had done it. But it's better not to take any chances. That said, should they become suspicious, I stashed the loot near the natives' altar.
So that they could be blamed if it's discovered.
Of course, you idiot. Well, get back to work. Those traps aren't going to set themselves. What are you doing here? This is our camp. We've got all the permits we need to hunt as much as we want, so get out of here.
The traps you set everywhere are killing all the animals in the woods without distinction. Soon there won't be any more game to hunt.
Yeah? And? Why should I care?
Why kill more than you need? We depend on hunting too.
More than we need. But our need is infinite, child. We don't just kill these critters for food.
The skins bring in a fortune, and we're not about to give them up. You'll just have to go hunting further afield, which we'll soon be doing too, by the way.
We'll be back.
Right. Get out of here. We won't miss you.
Sound the alert! To arms!
Es samel tenyasen. Ja marad olen atlerk sarenaiksa. Es velda goridi dentvar haskwa hemar.
Es ra anilain. Es komim kad quedradid et yernahar. Ages radei da hairadi es sagas da yigedau nes luchtumenten. Nasvir. Anes adregamas da velumevas. Farwidatsi.
Dai lufo vaneri saranoik sene vigem. Ecco dell'innoria non è a me.
Burgleo e wencha suis locos disoleg.
Siens radida umoi, da mader casas noi selenam, jam forvarschede dunkas da veru varas?
Es clodag suis havanen enen ole genesem. Dawint eged disamel varchantan. Forvarsche dunkas nesval. Dad va vunget sorgei dama asiter quasa vigem. Dava overshedi a beruva has snocelnas detmadal. Sagnuid et loxen enig vrevegem. Ag esme eduven essa en camoroisi. Fritid gobanon da goidu morcedi. Sagna men radet haudedam.
Hello, Forkan.
Bertir Simad. It's nice to see you again. How are you, Neelan? And you, Shader?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Thank you, sir.
Well, did you go see Minan? Do you know a little more about the ritual you have to perform?
Yes, we've spoken to him. Mev, the Tierna Har Kadaktas, will accompany us through the final stages of our initiation. She tested our combat skills and gave us 2 missions to complete.
Fascinating. They're undoubtedly tests to make sure you've remembered everything that's been passed on to you. Can I help you in any way?
What is Morsinia?
It is an ancient island nation to the far north of the continent. With a climate similar to yours, they are more isolated and protected from the Empire and Teleme, though part of their population adheres to a similar religion. However, they decided to join the Alliance to safeguard their independence and religious difference from their neighbors' proselytizing zeal. They are normally ruled by a queen, but they have an assembly of nobles and representatives of cities who advise her and make the laws. They are a refined, cultured people, and their science is admirable. But they're rather haughty.
You mentioned another people of the Alliance. Traxis?
Thraxis is a vast territory that became a nation fairly recently. My country even tried to conquer it at one point. It must be said that for centuries, their chiefs did nothing but fight amongst themselves. Actually, it was the attack by my nation that pushed them to rally against a common enemy and ultimately forged them into a nation. They are formidable horsemen, and their cavalry is a major asset in the war against Taleme and the Empire. They are coarse and unscientific, but without them, we'd probably have ended up bending the knee to our enemies.
What's so special about the illness you told me about?
It's a disease we didn't know anything about. It wasn't mentioned in any of our ancient books. Seemingly overnight, hundreds of people all over the continent were stricken. Then thousands. All those who catch it lose their eyesight. Then their blood becomes black and thick. Eventually, they have to be locked up because they go mad and become violent. And then they die. In some cities, entire neighborhoods have been deserted, with the doors boarded up from the outside. Everyone has lost at least one relative. We must find a cure, or our civilizations will disappear.
What brought you to Tir Fradi?
It is a long story. For a time, I was no more than an armchair scientist. That's what we call naturalists and cartographers, whose work is based solely on the accounts of other people. I read travel memoirs written by others, and studied plants brought back from other people's travels, without ever leaving the comfort of my university. I had more adventurous friends who ventured across the seas and traveled through enemy lands to bring home knowledge. But I found it inessential. I thought they were taking nonsensical and unnecessary risks. With age, I've come to the realization that I've made some terrible mistakes by relying solely on other people's experiences. So when I heard about Tir Fradi, this famous, promised land, I wanted to see it for myself.
Did you say there were other people on your island?
Yes. There are actually other nations, in fact. I think I've already told you that we don't come from an island, but a continent. A vast land. Taleme is located to the west. You may have come across missionaries from this country. They have also settled on Tir Fradi. They believe in religion and magic, and want to convert the world to their narrow vision of things. I must admit that they have remarkable architecture. But we've been at war with them for over 3 centuries. To the south is the Merchant Congregation, a league of city-states whose power lies in their talent for trade. They are skillful diplomats, and have made their neutrality an undeniable strength. They too have recently settled on your island. If you see elegant dandies dressed in silk who want to trade you something, you're definitely dealing with someone from the congregation. The Dutan Empire is situated between Taleme and our alliance. It is a huge land, and we are also at war with them. Their country is being torn apart by civil war, which is most likely the reason they haven't attempted to settle here yet. Finally, the free cities are in the very middle. They are a relatively young nation, perched high in the mountains. They have just won their independence from the Empire. Most of the mercenaries in the Coin Guard come from this country.
We found the body of a man in the forest. He was wearing clothes which resemble yours.
Really? Probably another scholar. How sad.
We found a diary nearby. It was probably his. And he had a kind of statuette. It seemed very old. Look. We think it was made by our people, but some of the symbols are strange.
Wonderful. What a beautiful piece. This statuette seems to have survived through the centuries. But are you sure that it comes from your island? It bears a symbol from Taleme. It is true that the workmanship of this object doesn't resemble their art, but it's really very strange. I've never seen anything quite like this before.
Could you take a look at this diary? If I understood correctly, the man who wrote it seems to be looking for the tomb of a certain Matthias. He seems very excited about the discovery, but I admit that I don't understand what he's referring to.
Let me see. Interesting. Very interesting. The man you found was probably an archaeologist, a seeker of ancient things, if you will. The man whose tomb he was seeking, the famous Matthias, is a particularly important man, legendary even in Thélème.
What is he to these people?
It is said that it was he who taught them of the Enlightened, the god they worship. He also taught them magic, if the stories are to be believed. If I'm not mistaken, Théléme's religion is not my speciality. He then left the continent on a ship. He is said to have gone with a disciple and, guided by his god, to have reached an island whose inhabitants he converted. At least, that's what his disciple reported. This archaeologist thought that the island in question could be Tirfridi, and he was looking for his tomb.
I thought that your people were enemies of Thélème. Why were they seeking signs of this man?
We are scholars. All knowledge is worthy of study. And, if I understand correctly, he was trying to demystify the legend. And it seems he could have achieved his goal, had it not been for the Llewellyns. He says that he has made an extraordinary discovery, which confirms Mateus's arrival here, but calls into question the myth. Alas, he doesn't say much more. Is there anything else?
We went to visit the ruins. We found objects in a kind of cave under the buildings.
I suspected there would be a basement. How fascinating.
We also met foreigners who had settled there.
Really? Other scientists, perhaps?
I do not think so, no. They looked nothing like you.
Did you interact with them?
They attacked us, so we had to kill them.
I hate violence. But I know that some of my people can be very aggressive towards your people. And I am truly sorry about it. Let's return to a more pleasant subject, if you like.
Have you ever been to these ruins? Were you able to see them up close?
No, unfortunately. I would love to. But the people of the village made me understand that it would be very frowned upon. I am a stranger here. I don't want to risk being thrown out for going into a forbidden place. Given the shape of these buildings, I'm pretty sure they must have a basement.
Can you tell me more about these ruins?
Alas, I am not specialized in the study of ancient civilizations. However, all the scientists in my country know the numerous sites left by the civilization of Astria. They are an ancient people who inhabited our continent before my country and the others existed. However, their architectural style is very different from that of these buildings. It seems to me that they are old, but not as old as those of Astria. Their architecture is, however, strangely familiar, and it reminds me more of more recent buildings that one of the peoples of the continent might have built. But that doesn't make any sense. How would they have gotten here? Is there anything else?
Goodbye, Forkan.
See you later. I'm sure you'll carry out the tasks entrusted to you brilliantly.
Thank you.